Hey everyone, and welcome. On behalf of Forge College, I am absolutely thrilled to jump into today's explainer, Guided Build ERC-1155 Core and Platform Integrations. We have been designing, planning, and charting our schematics for a while now, and today we are finally flipping the switch on our multi-token factory.
So, picture this. How do you stop a toddler, or, a highly enthusiastic but completely unauthorized user, from accidentally minting 1 million tokens on your brand new platform? It's a funny visual, sure, but without proper access controls bolted directly into your smart contracts, literally anyone could just wander in and completely wreck the system.
To make sure that doesn't happen, we've sketched out a very strict blueprint for today. We're going to move from scripts to contracts, build out the core contract itself, set up our registry and platform adapters, test our token flows, debug the inevitable common mistakes, and finally, get totally prepared for our capstone assembly.
Okay, Section 1. From scripts to contracts. Think of this as the blueprint to the factory floor. Just to ground us, we are stationed right in the middle of the NFTs and decentralized identity track, specifically tackling the capstone project module. Think of our progress like building an actual physical factory. Step 1 was planning our threat models. Step 2, which was our previous lesson, involved the administrative heavy lifting of building orchestration scripts. All of that administrative work perfectly sets us up for Step 3 today, the actual core factory build. And that's going to lead us right into our final capstone assembly. Moving right along to Section 2, building the core contract. It is time to build the engine of the factory. With the prep work completely out of the way, we get to transition into assembling this massive, beautiful piece of machinery.
Let's dive right into this beautifully engineered schematic showing the 3 main gears of our factory. First, we have core 1155.sol. This is our full ERC-1155 implementation, which allows us to manage multiple different token types under one single roof. Then we have Token Registry.sol, which links token IDs to their metadata and minters. And finally, PlatformAdapter.sol, which actually executes our multi-token transfers. Today, we are bringing all 3 of these files to life.
Now, to secure that core contract, we have to implement the minter role and burner role. I want you to think of these as the incredibly strict, completely unbribable bouncers of your smart contract. This is exactly why we need these roles. To prevent that proverbial toddler we talked about earlier from mashing the keyboard, launching the token codes, and minting pure chaos. Check out the stark difference here. An unauthorized user tries to get in and hits an absolute brick wall. The transaction reverts, access denied. But an authorized minter? They sail right through, minting the token and emitting that beautiful transfer single event. Listen, access control isn't just a code path. It's a strict behavioral boundary that we absolutely must enforce across the entire factory floor.
All right, Section 3, registry and platform adapters. Time to meet the manager and the transporter. With our core engine humming securely, let's introduce the next 2 crucial gears that keep our core contract narrowly focused on just the basic primitives. Our first supplementary gear is the Token Registry. This acts as the ultimate floor manager. It basically separates our policy from our core logic by deciding exactly which module is allowed to mint which specific token class. In software engineering, pushing platform-specific policy completely out of the core token contract is absolutely crucial for a clean, secure architecture. And our second supplementary gear is the platform adapter. Think of this one as the transporter. It handles cross-component multi-token transfers using safe transfer from. And it does all this heavy lifting without embedding complex policy into the core token contract itself. It brilliantly illustrates exactly how we move assets safely across our factory floor.
Section 4. Testing your token flows. Welcome to the factory stress test. Look, we have our machines assembled, but we can't just flip the switch and walk away. It is time to put our factory through some rigorous integration testing.
So here is the exact flow we must validate to make sure everything operates smoothly. Step 1, we mint a token using an authorized minter. Step 2, we transfer it right into the adapter. Step 3, the adapter safely transfers it to another module. And Step 4, we successfully burn it using a designated burner account. We have to meticulously check our balances and verify that the correct events are emitted after every single one of those steps.
Section 5. Common debugging mistakes. Time to hunt down the gremlins and the gears. As with literally any major engineering project, things are going to break during those tests.
But don't worry, we know exactly where these gremlins like to hide.
If your tests are failing, check this list first. Honestly, staring in frustration at a locked digital door usually just means, well, you forgot to give your own test account the minter role. Happens all the time. We also see a ton of off-by-one errors in token ID mappings, cross-contract reverts because someone used the standard _mint instead of SafeMint, or just simple typos and event assertions. Clear these gremlins out first, and you'll save yourself hours of debugging.
Section 6. Preparing for capstone assembly. This is the final handoff. Once your tests pass flawlessly, it's time to guide everything toward wrapping up this increment of the project. We are officially preparing for the grand finale.
These right here are your acceptance criteria. When authorized mints and burns succeed, unauthorized attempts are swiftly rejected, batch transfers properly update balances, and the registry strictly enforces those minter policies, that's when you know you've nailed it. This checklist proves that all those theoretical architectural decisions we made way back in Lesson 1 are actually working in real executable code.
And please, remember this golden rule. Events are your most reliable audit trail. If you want a clean, auditable factory assembly, and trust me, you definitely do, you must ensure your multi-contract token flows are emitting precise, accurate events at every single stage of the process. So, that brings us to the ultimate question. Are your blueprints, your tests, and your security mitigations fully compiled and completely ready for the final capstone assembly? If you followed these steps today, you now hold the keys to a secure, decentralized economy. But the real question is, what are you going to build with it? On behalf of Forge College, thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I highly encourage you to visit forge.college to master even more Web3 topics. Until next time, keep building and keep learning.